We're on Bourbon Turntable live time.
Yeah. Well, they got a countdown, so I think that equals it out.
Let's get into it.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Let's get into it. 1, 2, 3. Just give me some more. Have it in. Give me some more. Just give me some more.
Why, hello, and welcome to my Whiskey Den, your favorite public access whiskey review show where craft whiskey is king. We certainly appreciate everyone waiting for us this evening. That was a little bit of my fault, a little bit of, I don't call it Mitch's fault. He's pointing at himself, but I'm going to blame myself because I was barely ready to. But we are happy to have all of you with us tonight because we are going to be sipping on some cocktails made from Blue Ice Huckleberry Vodka. Now, we did have this at Distill America where I made it the same way they did, but I used a little pink lemonade. So just lemonade and their vodka and some ice. I went pink so I could differentiate my drinks. So, but this I thought was an absolutely tremendous summer drink. And I'm going to put it up here because this is the one we're starting with. So you guys, if you don't have one made, you can get cracking on one. Sorry, it's as delicious as it was before. I was having a little bit of an iffy day and a little sip of this.
That's not what I'm laughing at.
Oh, that's not fun. But that's okay. So I'm starting with this one, and I think everyone else was too. I missed something, and I don't want to go back to the chat. That's okay. But before we go any further and talk about the vodka and some of the drinks as we're going on, do you want to tell people about the Bar Cart Co-op, Mike?
You got it. The Bar Cart Co-op is a collection of friends who create content for the whiskey and other distilled spirits public. The Bar Cart Co-op YouTube and Facebook pages have information about upcoming and past special shows, which happen about every quarter. From blind tastings to distiller panels to discussion of special collaborations and the usage of unique grains, the Bar Cart Co-op has educational and fun episodes for your enjoyment. Distillers Talk is the oldest show in the group, which is hosted by Alan Bishop and Christy Atkinson. It is a conversation with people from distilleries and distillery adjacent that really gets into it with their interviews. New episodes arrive at the end of every work week. And if that is not nerdy enough for you, check out One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. This is where Alan Bishop answers any questions about distilling and often puts them to the test. It could be about grains, individual grains, whole mash bills, equipment, and methodologies. New episodes come out randomly, so subscribe. And then we have the Bourbon Turntable, where they mix the love of music with the love of whiskey. Kevin has a conversation with musicians, writers, distillery folks, and common folks like us about music and whiskey. It releases every Wednesday on all your platforms, including YouTube. Coming up, I know there's an episode with the gentleman from Broken Barrel. There's also, and the name escapes me, and I apologize for that, another episode coming up with the brand ambassador for Jim Beam, as well as some other ones on the horizon. So please check out Bourbon Turntable on all your platforms. And then we have If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything, which is a show about the spirits and paranormal among us, as well as the unexplained and the spiritual. Subscribe on Spotify to get the 3 previous seasons and the 4th season, which is in progress. And last but not least, we have the Whiskey Ring podcast, where David talks to people that are in the industry and close to the industry that he finds interesting. From the unknown to the known, David likes to get into the weeds with his guests. David does all the things that we won't do.
That's true.
I actually said not that long ago to someone.
What's the show about? Well, no, before it, because it's one of the things. Speaking of Bar Cart Co-op and speaking of things that have to do with that and the shows, we are on the eve of the birthday of our newest, bestest buddy and big toe, Kevin Rose. Happy early birthday to Mr. Kevin Rose and his dance partner, Mitch, or Marionette, or whatever it is that you're trying to do. Wayland Flowers and Madam, everybody.
What can I say? He was sweeping me off my feet was the thing. I was very.
Oh, that's what he does.
It was hard to resist, but
He is.
Oh, well, happy birthday!
He is.
happy birthday.
Kevin and I went saw music this Saturday night, and it was late by the time we got out there. Both of us wanted to eat something. It was after midnight. There was nothing around us at all, except the lights were on at one establishment, Twin Peaks. Two of the most unlikely people that you would think that you would see go into a Twin Peaks went into Twin Peaks at 12:15 in the morning and waited a really long time to get food. And I do have to say, hey, whatever, people make their choices for careers and to go there and stare at people. But I thought it was a little off-putting of the uniform that the women that work there wear versus just as many male staff members who wear jeans and a t-shirt. So, but someone go in there with a pair of scissors and cut the ass out of their pants. Be fair. So
I don't know if I've ever been there, so I didn't know if this is quite like that.
First and probably only time I will ever go to Twin Peaks.
Is it like
it's
rival? Like is the crowd like
like
Waffle
Hooters,
House
but
level? Or?
Well, the kitchen was closing 15 minutes after we got there, and the whole establishment was supposed to close at 1. So the people that were there late had already kind of been into it, I think. But it's not a Waffle House type place. It's like a Hooters, The ladies, the uniform is pull your shirts down, pull your shorts up. They look uncomfortable, but again,
is that the actual wording for the establishment?
No, but there should have been, I think, more equality amongst what they were making the dudes wear that work there. Also, on the way out, and I wish I'd taken a picture of it, there was a bourbon tasting, and it wasn't just bourbon tasting; it was barrel aged whiskey, is what the sign said. A barrel aged whiskey tasting with lingerie at Twin Peaks. So, it's just going to be.
I mean, I don't know.
They're going to have the best selections.
I don't know if I can go.
Anyway.
Well, that's cool because I was gonna ask you about how the trip went, and the
trip was great. Had a good time at the venue. We met, which we'll have to reach out to him. Broken Barrel, which we had very, very early on the show. We had some Broken Barrel stuff. Mm-hmm. We had their Mizunara, and then there was another one that I do not remember. Yeah. But they've got some really good whiskey. There's some really interesting stuff that they're doing with theirs, but they had their baseline, which is the stuff that we had tried, which was their $30 to $35 stuff. And then there was their higher line with different finishes and stuff, and I don't think those other ones had did the chips like the other one, or if they did, it was substantially different. Anyway, it was treated to a lot of it. And it was very, very nice. There were I was impressed again with what they had. And again, considering their baseline, the cost of it, it's like, that's for that cost.
Pretty fair.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
pretty good.
And it was a unique process that they were starting back then, and that's cool. I like to see the time that goes by to see how something progresses. So I'm glad that you like to see what all went on.
To see how something progresses.
Yeah. You're double talking.
But
yeah, they had some. They weren't single barrels, but they were smaller releases and of their higher end bottles for Kentucky Bourbon Festival and the Los Angeles Society and some other ones to try. They were pretty darn good. It was impressive. So anyway, that's what started the evening. Well, no, we started off at Stumpy's. We hit town, had quick lunch, went to Stumpy's, tried their single barrel bourbon. That's out of which there is no more. It was good. Tried their single barrel rye finished in Amberana, and Now, we've all had stuff finished in Amberana that is a bit much. And because some people do it a bit much. The rye really came through on this, and the flavor of my finish, my tasting note on the finish of this Snumpy single barrel rye finished in Amberana is iced ginger snap cookie. Yeah.
So the Pfeffernuss guy needs.
That word completely escaped me.
Yeah.
But yes, you guys will get some of that, and I think Mitch will get an itching if you try it. But it was really good. I had tried some of the other stuff, but yeah, Stumpy's was very nice. Adam wasn't there, but Laura was, then went to this cool architectural salvagey showroom / warehouse that was right next to the bar that the guy from Broken Barrel owns, but it doesn't open until like 8:00 at night. Okay. But this architectural thing, it just cool decor, sweet bar, all kinds of stuff. Kevin brought him some Lee Sinclair, and then after trying all the other stuff, he's like, "Hey, you guys want to try this?" And there was some 80s wild turkey, and then just some other stuff, and tried a couple of some Luca Mariano, which I had never tried before.
It is surprisingly good. It's sourced
that got me see
but
my first experience with Luca was at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival we went to, and I was put off by stuff I was hearing. And I was like, I ain't going there. And I saw him since then. I was like, I didn't do it. But anyway, he did a really good job of talking them up. But the stuff we tried, it's like, yeah, and it like I said, it's Wilderness Trail, so yeah.
The only time I had it was at the Frankfurt Bourbon on the Banks, and it was like the second or third one I went to, and I was like, oh shit, I forgot how much. That's why Wilderness Trail was on my Bourbon of the Year list, because I went there and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot how good this was.
Yeah, that was funny when we were trying it.
It's like good Brazilian wood.
And he was cool about it. He's just like, I have trouble pronouncing it, so I just call it Brazilian wood. It's like, okay. I appreciate your honesty.
Well, that's awesome then. Better than just like avoiding to like, no.
So
with this drink, was this what you remembered from that, or did you guys have a similar remembrance of the quality of just the two simple ingredients?
I did not have this.
What?
No,
I did not know that. They were just doing lemon. Okay, I'll shut up then. Sorry.
So no, this is not what I remember.
It's close to what I remember, but I'm also using. I guarantee you, I'm not using as good of lemonade as what they had. I'm using Simply Light lemonade.
It's okay
because I have to watch my figure, but. I'd like to try it with some real lemonade. Now I have tried it with there was a Simply multi-juice, all juice cocktail that I tried this Huckleberry with. It was really stinking good. This light lemonade doesn't do it any favors, but it is a good flavor. Texture wise, no. Not nearly as good as that one there, because that one there, it tasted like it was like summer lemonade, like real lemonade, pulp and all.
Yeah, well, that's kind of went down, and that's what this reminded me of so much that when I brought it up to people at work, I believe it became my boss's new summer drink, and it is now stocked up at their cabin. And she also made before the last Packer game a bunch of Jello shots with it.
Oh, that sounds really good.
Surprisingly fantastic Jello shots with lemon or lime, because it really does play into that citrus realm pretty well. So, the shaken lemonade, yeah,
yes,
maybe, yeah. There's nothing wrong with it.
Kind of like pizza in a cup.
So, to be honest, this one's already gone. So
yeah, I just polished mine off, but I made small ones. I didn't go full pours.
Well,
you didn't go full Weddle.
I didn't. It's Monday at 9:21.
I know.
Yeah.
You in that non-central time throws
Yeah,
everybody off.
If only more people lived in Central Time, it would be so much easier. But
Well,
unfortunately, East Coast, Louisville decided to go that way.
Well, you could be like those weirdos in parts of Indiana where they're, they could
50-50.
straddle one line or the other, or you take a highway in Indiana and you go like, I'm an hour ahead, I'm an hour behind, I'm an hour ahead, I'm an hour behind.
Well, back when my parents got married in the 70s, they would do that because a lot of bars would give you like a free drink at midnight on New Year's Day. So they'd go up to Indiana, Happy New Year drink, and then be like, oh, that was great, and then leave after like 20, 30 minutes and then drive 10, 15 minutes to the next town over, be like, oh God, we just made it for New Year's. Happy New Year.
I like that. I can handle that. So the next one I think we're going to go to will be the Huck and Blackberry Sparkler. Now this is 1.5 ounces of Blue Ice Huckleberry Vodka, 3 ounces of Diet Cran or Blackberry juice. You can just use normal as well too. Splash of sparkling water on top. Obviously, macerate all the berries, put it into a shaker, strain it out. Blue Ice is very conscious of calories. If you look at this and the last one we just did, they're both under 100 calories.
I know.
So is one of the things that they kind of stress and focus on, so that you can have several more of the cocktails than maybe you normally would, in my opinion, because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
This I did like because I always like berries macerated in the bottom, and the color looks really, I mean, I don't have their color glass because it's been sitting out a bit, but
I actually prefer this one to the lemonade.
I think so
that
too.
Might be the quality of the lemonade talking.
Well, it could be, but
because I also did not put fresh blackberries in mine because I do not like fresh blackberries. So
really,
this is just juice, water, and vodka.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I'm not doing blueberries or something.
I'm not doing blackberries either. I went with what I had, which is a cranberry pomegranate with only 1 gram of sugar.
Okay, well, staying with it there. Like that.
And also very tasty.
Well, I think it fits into that when they were saying cran blackberry. I think I just went like blackberry, so I figured you're kind of playing one route or another as long as you're kind of getting that flavor profile. And this,
well, I could see 100% going down the road of, drink a glass or so of this and then just fill it back up with Huckleberry and keep it in the fridge.
Yes. That is 100% the way you should go.
Yes.
Like this should. Oh man, did y'all see that like viral video from like a few years back of that guy just like longboarding or something, drinking the cranberry juice? Like went viral, and they ended up giving him so much money.
Oh yeah.
His house. That is what he should have been drinking, not just straight cranberry juice.
You never know. You don't know what was.
He's drinking that. And people are throwing pebbles on the street in front of him and stuff.
Really? Kind of dicks.
No, I'm just saying. If he's drinking this, then you just do that. Give him obstacles.
Yeah. This. Go ahead. Sorry,
I was going to say the tartness, because I do have that cran blackberry in there as opposed to the whatever lemonade, works a lot better. Like that natural tartness as opposed to the fake citrus tartness. I really like it. Balances much better.
Yeah. Can you imagine real lemonade made with a simple sugar base and then that stuff? It would be excellent.
It would be.
That's true. Ooh. I like the way this plays more. I feel like I lost a titch of the huckleberry flavor, like it gets mixed in more, but wow. It feels richer and it's holding on in my cheeks, man. Like a lot. Normally that's gone right away. But this is.
I'm
I wasn't
I'm
expecting to like this one, to be honest. As much, I normally not like sparkling water and other stuff, but I don't know, just
Well, I will also say, as a not vodka person, this Huckleberry vodka is pretty damn delicious, and I do kick myself for not picking up more than one bottle when I saw it, because I can get Blue Ice around me, but I cannot get the Huckleberry.
oh,
I can just get the normal potato vodka, which in itself was really good. I mean, but this Huckleberry is just, there's just that really nice, well, Huckleberry flavor to it that it adds a little something.
and it feels like you're tasting a berry in the huckleberry rather
Yeah.
than tasting like a sugared
Yeah.
sweetener almost.
And it's
You
still
get
35%, which is impressive.
Mhm.
It's not some, you know, shit drink. I couldn't think of another word or a better word, so I'll just say that.
This just tastes like a much better version of a blackberry wine to me. Like, this is just. I'm having a hard time telling cocktail because it's a little thicker altogether with as many berries as I macerated. So.
Have y'all ever had like a blackberry smash or something like that?
Mhm.
That's what this is reminding me of. But I only use 3 ingredients and no time, as opposed to like actual cocktail skills. So I'm going to call that a win, right?
Yeah. Well, I call this a win because there's a lot of the cocktails they have on their website, which is, I'll bring that up. I had that up here a second ago. A lot of the ones they have on their website are, like I said, fairly simple to make. Most of them aren't very difficult to do. So that's what I liked about the lemonade. It's a simple, easy kind of drink of the summer. I like you know how I am with my single malts and other stuff. I love the berry notes. So this is more up my alley.
This stuff in quantity would be this stuff in quantity. The blackberry, however you make it, is, if you ever seen the video clip of Dr. Steve Brule, who's trashed on his ass, saying "sweet berry wine," and he's got wine stained lips. That's what Dr. Steve was drinking. All right. I'm getting this third concoction arranged, so I'm going to mute myself.
That's fine. You get the shaking and everything going.
I've already made the third one. Now I'm just experimenting because I had a little bit left over and I wanted to.
No, I'll let you experiment. I have to put that other one down. I think I could just, as much as I like the lemonade, that second drink, I think I like more. Maybe it's the berries in it.
I think it berries balance. Well, I mean, right? It's a huckleberry. It balances really well with other berries.
Well, and I was thinking of like other things to do, maybe like a punch or something. But I don't know. Like, I think like a fruit punch is almost the wrong type of, I don't know, fruits. I think I'd stick with berries. Not that I think it'd be horribly bad in like high C or something like that, but I think I'm sticking with the cranberry, blackberry, maybe even like raspberry side would be better. Oh, you're mixing the third one. I'll put that up here.
Yep.
Oh.
What?
Made something. I'm not sure it's as good as the second one, but I do like it.
Mitch is making his own drinks. That's the best part of this evening.
Yeah, and I got to mix all 3 cocktails together.
Not quite there.
And the second one, mine's a little watered down in this moment, is 2 ounces of Huckleberry vodka, 4 ounces of Mountain Dew, or a little bit more. I'd say go with the 1/4 ounce of Grand Marnier, just a little bit of orange flavoring added into it. Mine's a little, like, I made all 3 of mine right away, so the ice cubes in here are a little bit runny, but it kind of flattened out the Mountain Dew a little bit, and then like the Grand Marnier and the Huckleberry, I don't know. I don't want to say elevated, but it's not bad. I'm not against it, but I don't know what you guys think.
It doesn't taste bad. What I worry about is the Mountain Dew, because I don't want the caffeine this late. So I'm only having a little bit of it. Taste wise, it's fine, but I could see this. I could see doing something like this as opposed to, Red Bull and vodka, and holes in your dorm room wall. But this is maybe a little classier.
It's a little slightly.
You ever have many of the flavored Mountain Dews?
No.
Like Blue Ice or whatever. That's what this is leaning towards.
Oh, like the blue or the purple one?
That's a great question. So I only did the flavored Mountain Dews as like a teenager. So it's been well over a decade, and it's given me those vibes.
I only remember, was it Baja Blast or something that was blue? I didn't really like all the other ones that much. There was like one or two I thought were okay, but
there's like Code Red and then Baja Blast. I thought there was a Blue Ice or something like that. I don't remember.
Probably Blue Ice, and I think there's
no, not Blue Ice. Oh God.
Whoa. What if there was Blue Ice Mountain Dew and you went double Blue Ice?
Blue Mountain Dew.
Kids would be happy.
Yeah.
That's what all the kids playing video games drink.
I'm going to come up with a concoction.
It's Voltage. Sorry.
No, that was Voltage. Okay. For a second, I thought you were talking about Jolt Cola or something. For a second, I'm like, that was the stuff that just had the most sugar and caffeine just waxed into it. Okay, Mitch, what was the one that you made?
So I had just a hair left of the Blue Ice vodka, so I made Blue Ice and then bourbon with a splash of cran whatever juice and 2 dashes of orange bitters. And it's not sweet, which is what I really like about it. Like the Huckleberry vodka isn't super sweet, and nothing I really put in there was sweet. So to me, it's a really great counter to like the Mountain Dew I've been drinking.
And Mike, what was the one you came up with, or you're playing with down there?
I'm still working on it, but I did my cranberry pomegranate.
Mm-hmm.
So I did about 2 ounces of cranberry pomegranate, and then an ounce of Blue Ice, because I'm essentially out at this point. And then I did just about a half ounce of the lemonade, and it's very nice, but I think it would need to be more effervescent. So I'm about to, because I'm not going to dig in behind me. I'm being very lazy. I'm going to try put a little splash of the Grand Marnier in there, because I'm classy like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
then classier than I am because I don't have Grand Marnier.
Well, I bought it because when we had Brian Cushing on, and couldn't get chartreuse.
There's something I was accustomed to getting at any random point in any store up until that moment. It was like, I didn't realize. As
a substitute, it's kind of like saying, well, I don't have any. I don't have a Knob Creek single barrel. Here's Jim Beam White. Kind of.
It is what it is at that moment.
Yeah.
I forget what weird ass concoction I made because I like Googled things like things that taste like chartreuse.
Yeah.
I had like 6 of them, so I just put them all together.
Okay, this is pretty good. I just wish I had crushed ice. Like crushed ice or Sonic ice.
Sonic ice.
The pebble ice.
Oh, the pebble ice? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's got that at work. Yeah, we got an ice maker at work.
That's really good. I got an ice maker too, but it'd be cool to have ones that make those little BBs.
Mm-hmm.
Because for the crushed ice, this on crushed ice.
So you can get those Pebble ones, tabletop, like they're $300. Normal ice makers on the tabletop are like $100, and it's just like Jesus Christ, guys.
Cheese and crackers
for all. Well, I'm enjoying myself now that I finished like 2 of these or so.
Clearly, you are.
Well, I needed a break. My work has been kind of stressing me out for about 2 weeks, so I'm ready to be done with that and take a break. Hey, if you were going on vacation, since we're talking about this, where was your ideal whiskey vacation be for this year? Is there one out there? Is there a place you want to go to more than anywhere else? Or something to see?
Anywhere or domestic?
Anywhere. I like the anywhere.
I'd have to break it apart because North America, I want to go to Silver Fox.
Okay, yeah.
So I definitely want to go up there and go see Mark and Lisa and check out the stuff up there. Boy, that's a Colorado. I think would be a big one because there's several places I would like to check out in Colorado.
I think that's a week-long trip. Just
and
I think
if nobody
long trip.
That's just it. It'd be like a day at all these places you want to go to in Colorado. Plus, some of them like Deer Hammer's 2.5 hours from all the other ones, or whatever the distance is. If nobody's busy Thursday, go to Golden Beaver Distillery because they're doing the release party of barrel 58 of their 4 grain with rice. You can buy tickets and go there and buy a bottle of that. I have bottle 59, which I sent out samples of that sucker. Yeah. Otherwise, internationally, I'd have to say a European whiskey trip. And go to Ireland and Scotland. That's a dream trip.
Oh, sorry, the wrong one. Ireland. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think Ireland for me, I might like more scotches in general, but I think Ireland, I would have a better trip in Ireland. I think I'd like the area more. There's more to see, and I think I really do like Irish whiskey quite a bit. It's not, I don't know, it's weird. Sometimes you don't always see it out as much as you would expect. Hold on,
and we don't, just like we don't get all the good Canadian whiskey, we don't get all the Irish whiskey. And I've come to be friends with a guy regionally fairly close to me, certified in Scotch, certified Irish whiskey, and he's kind of Donald Rant's level of nerdery of his Irish. Most of his Irish he brought from Ireland, so he really has stuff that we can't get, and he's got stuff that as delicate as Irish whiskey, delicate and subtle as Irish whiskey can be. Will blow your mind. Just absolutely will blow your mind with it, just because of the other flavors and what they've done with it. And then he's had single barrels from Ireland that he's brought over. That's just like, good Lord, this is so good. And that's reinvigorated the Irish for me, because the Irish that we get, I mean, even though there's a big Irish contingency in Kansas City, we've got 2 of the greatest Irish stores in the United States. We still don't get. We get what somebody else wants to bring over, basically, which can be good, but we still get the standards.
It's mostly your 5 kind of basics. Your Redbreast, Powers,
lots of stuff from Middleton.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then you get Method and Madness, which is creeping in more that I can get it locally. Waterford, would like to try Waterford's, but I don't like the price point to test Waterford. I would like it if they would do Waterford's in a set of, this is the mash bill with the 4 or 5 farms in there in sample sets. Here's new make. Here is this age of it, and sell it like that instead of your entry point of $100 a bottle when you haven't had it before. is for very young whiskey, which again, young whiskey can be really good, but this thing's just starting out. You know, I'd love to try new make of these things and say, oh, I like so-and-so's farm. I like that as a new make, but at 2 years, not so much. I'd like to be able to do that. The only way to do that is to go over there.
That's a neat thing. What you just mentioned.
I would pay more for small bottles to be able to do that than I would for that $100 price point for a single bottle.
Well, for something like that, I could easily see myself spending 100 or 150 and be like, well, this is
on a set. Yeah.
On a set. Like, this is like, okay, well, this is a good investment. Like, this is going to be
you're going to get educated. That's just straight up. You're going to get educated. And that's, to me, that's extremely appealing, but, it's going to take a trip to Ireland to really experience that. Excuse me.
I like that. That's a nice
Mitch?
one.
I mean, my problem is I want to go. I've gone so many of the places I went to. Like, that sounds like really stupid and kind of crappy to say, but like, I live in Kentucky. I've been to Texas. Now I've been to Wisconsin. And I want to go back to all three. Like, I haven't finished the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, right? Every time I get close, they add new ones.
That's what everyone's doing. I can't believe that everyone keeps adding, but hey, more power to everybody.
I've missed a few in Texas. I didn't go to many in Wisconsin. I just got to try a lot, right, at Distill America. Colorado is 100% one of the places I want to go to and visit. Leopold, Stranahan's, Deerhammer. God, I feel like I'm missing one or two more that I really want to go to.
Elmilla, 291.
Oh gosh,
Spirit Hound.
Who does Snowflake? Oh, the
Stranahan's.
Stranahan's, and then my bourbon of the year, the Snitching Lady. Who did that? Whatever, but that one, Snitching Lady.
I'd be intrigued about that because that's a neat little kind of outlier sneaking in there or something like that.
No, it was absolutely fantastic. But then, Ireland. Like, I'd like to go to Scotland, but I feel like Scotland should probably be like my second international whiskey trip because there's just going to be a lot of people. If you go to Islay, and it's just going to be like, isn't this amazing? And you're like, yeah, but could half of you go home, please?
Yeah. But being around the people will be one thing, but going over there and being able to bring back bottles that you can't get. That would be the big thing for me because there's just the experience. I had a friend who just went to Ireland a few months ago with his family, and that's one of the things they did. They did the distillery tour, and he brought back a bottle that he knew he couldn't get. They went into a shop and got one from a distillery that you're not going to get, and so that would be really cool.
Yeah. So what was so in the whiskey tribe, Terry Dolan?
Mm-hmm.
So he's from Ireland, and we came over, I think, for the first Bastards Ball. He brought an Irish whiskey. Not only can you only get it in Ireland, you can only get it at one airport, and you can only get it at one concourse in that airport. Like, if you go to the wrong wing of the airport, they're just like, well, no, we don't have that. And it's like a weirdly exclusive, travel exclusive bottle, and it was good, but it was also like you are making something a little hard to get here, guys. Maybe you could put it in the entire airport.
Nah, I like that. You gotta find the right door to go through.
Pretty close to it, right? You have to go down the right hallway to the right liquor store at the right airport.
Okay. Mike's just smashing shit over.
I'm making a bunch of noise because I was trying to find this because I want to do it justice. So I have, speaking of doing your trip, so I got this bottle from Eric Waite. And this is a Glendronach that he hand filled at the distillery. And you can only get it from these specific casks at the distillery. So he got this, poured this out of there, and I got the sample. And this is... it was distilled in 1994 and bottled in 2018. I can't tell. Anyway, it is freaking delicious. I will only have it if somebody comes to the house They want to have a little bit of this, but like that, where you can do that experience, and like the price per that bottle was higher, but you will only get that bottle, and it's absolutely delicious filling it there. So something like that, which is not too different than going to Whiskey Thief, and filling your own bottle at Whiskey Thief. You get something, hey, you're not going to get that anywhere else. So anyway, I'm going to make some more noise.
I like that. I think Colorado is an easy one. There's a section I don't have fully out in my head, but like in the Northwest, where I was going to say we get like McCarthy's and Westland, and I was going to say there's a few more other ones kind of up in that area that I'm.
Oh yeah, Dry Fly, McCarthy's, Westland.
Yeah, I was like, I would be intrigued because that's part of a subclimate that's a little bit different, and I seem to be liking a lot of single malts from up in that area. Not that obviously I like them in general, but I seem to be leaning that way almost a little bit.
Yeah. Climate similar to Scotland. Mm-hmm. And they have peat bogs.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know peat is the highest proportion of landmass in the world? It's just not all of it's good for making delicious whiskey. That's the problem.
Yeah, I'm sure some people have pulled some out. What is wrong? What's wrong with our peat?
Oh, we smoked with local peat. This does not taste good.
It'd be one of those things that'd be almost hard to tell, like, it's peat. So when it's smoking, is it can you tell from like just the smoke if it's good or bad? Like,
I mean, so if y'all have ever had like peated Highlands versus Isla, like there's a very different taste in the peat. Like I can only imagine, because like a lot of Russia is peat, right? Just under the tundra. So like if you got some Russian peat and like started burning that, you'd be like,
I'm intrigued.
But think of the spirit that you would do. So if you were doing something just like a funky spirit, embrace that and do what you can to get the flavors out.
All right. Like you think about Isla Scotch and like there's all that briny iodine kind of note. And would that be in like a super inland peat?
You would think not.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm not entirely sure where all the flavors in peat come from, but
if Russia made something like a Pachuga, can you imagine what they would have in it? And peated. I mean, just
Oh, do y'all watch? It's that Netflix like Chef's Table. Did y'all watch Chef's Table?
Have not seen it.
Oh, absolutely amazing documentary series. I forget how many seasons they did, but it's one of those. If you like food or you like documentaries, it's a great watch. Each episode focuses on one chef, and they do one guy from Russia or former USSR. I'll put it that way. I'm pretty sure it's Russia. And he basically said that the USSR killed culinary everything because they were, they took all the like previous stuff and then just replaced it with like the socialist cookbook. Because it was like, this is the food you're going to be getting, so you need to like learn how to cook this. So here's your cookbook. So they lost all of this, millennia of cooking before it. And he's like, so I'm bringing that back. And one of the things that he brought back that everybody was raving about was moose lips. So
moose lips,
Russian Pachuga. Moose lip Pachuga.
Moose Chuga.
Machuga.
Kisses on the way down, right?
I don't know. That's neat though. Moose lips. How do you remember how they were made?
I'm pretty sure they were cooked.
Well, no,
other than that. So it's not one of those like recipes
in the French style,
ones where it's like, and this is how I make this. It's just kind of like
this is like sauteed, or sometimes they're like, they're rubbery, so you want to put them in a pressure cooker.
They're a garnish across the top of the glass.
You go lip to lip when you drink. Is that it?
Yeah.
Ugh.
What's that like in Alaska where you can get that toe whiskey or whatever?
Yeah.
What?
You'll get
whiskey.
lip whiskey.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Really?
Whiskey's got
Never-
a person's toe in it.
Is it still in the whiskey?
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
formaldehyde? Like it's just in there?
It's been in alcohol. Drop it in there. You drink it with that toe in there.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm not a germaphobe at all, but I just don't think I'm a fan of that.
You wouldn't want to chug it, that's for sure.
Someone starts to choke.
Yeah.
Do you have another toe? I think that one's not sanitary anymore.
They probably have a stash of toes.
They do have more than one, and at least one has been stolen.
Yeah. I'd like to take one there and leave it.
I was gonna say maybe they ask you to leave
Two
one.
toes in this glass when you gave it to this guy? Why are there two
Yeah.
toes in this glass now?
Complain and try to get a free drink. I only asked for one toe, and there are two. I am not paying for this.
Well, it's displacing a lot more booze. This is fucked.
This is disgusting now.
I wonder if they do like a toe luge where it goes off the toe. Like a bottle pour that goes off the toe.
Or put a hole through the toe, and it's the pourer. And you pour through the toe.
They were going to go with luge there for a minute, but no.
Yeah.
Just mount the toe.
Yep.
So,
Just put the toe right on there.
actually, go right off the nail. Like,
Yep. Put some salt on it so the muscles contract a little bit when you're doing it.
Hey guys, Huckleberry Vodka.
I know. Yeah, exactly. We
Sorry.
fully endorse Huckleberry Vodka. It's the Mountain Dew talking. That's what it is.
Yeah, so the sugar
I'm all
is
jacked up on Mountain Dew. I threw Grandpa Chip's war medals off the bridge.
fucking dirty kids.
Yeah. But I have
All
to say, Huckleberry Vodka will buy again.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's a very solid vodka, and then that's one of the things I know we don't talk about vodka much because normally, usually not that exciting, to be honest.
Yeah.
But this I can put in a lot of different drinks, and it blends with all. Yeah, well, only Alan gets that. Just break out the spider for no reason. But I don't know. I finished all my drinks. I don't know about everyone else, but
I got a little bit of the Mountain Dew one left because I am trying to sleep today.
yeah.
I got
that's
mine
great.
to cheers out on. So
Well, I'll raise it up here. And before we get going, we'll once again say a happy birthday to Mr. Kevin Rose.
Mr. Kevin.
yes,
We hope you have a great day. And I want to see are you going to Bourbon's Bistro? Because that's where I think I would expect you to be going.
I think everybody should post a version of a birthday song on the Bourbon Table Facebook page tomorrow.
I think that would be very appropriate.
I have mine already. I've only ever posted this one, and everyone hates it, and that's one of the reasons I love it. I will say it is from Metalocalypse.
All right, then.
I like it.
That means it's classy.
Very.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
figured.
It's where I had my birthday dinner last year. So hell yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody should have their birthday dinners and other dinners at Bourbon's.
I agree completely.
If I lived in Louisville, I'd be in a lot of trouble.
I think that they would just have to give me like a special Diners Club card. You know, like what do you mean
It's called a job, Pat.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't care. Like what you're here again? Like yeah, I'll work for a couple hours if I get a meal. Like okay.
But you can get, I mean, there's very reasonable priced items on there
yeah.
too, along with they have some of their specials at the bar, whatever. But you can just go there and get the burger. That burger is freaking delicious.
It is.
You don't have to get the steak frites or the shrimp,
It's hard
and grits,
not to.
but you should get the steak frites and the shrimp.
Mhm.
grits.
The shrimp and grits.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, well,
or the
Thank
pork
you.
chop.
Well,
Speaking of getting in trouble with food, they just opened a ramen place relatively near to the house, and it's like,
they just very similarly
Okay,
here.
But a package of ramen is now how much? Still under $1.
Yeah, not when someone else makes it for you.
Right. So
it's
that ramen better be pretty damn special.
Are you getting an egg, some beef, some other, are you getting this whole, or are you just getting
so we already went, and I got the I forget which one it was. It was like a garlic something broth. Super delicious. Came with thick cut pork belly, a one of those aged eggs or whatever they are, where they're like soaked in soy sauce. Scallions, bamboo shoots, seaweed, and all that other stuff. And I ate it, and I was like, "This is absolutely fantastic." And then at the end, I was just like, "An entire pack of bacon is $4. A packet of ramen is $1. An egg is like 50 cents." And it's like, okay, they're making a killing, but I can't make this broth, so I need to shut up.
No, but you said it was pork belly, so it wasn't just bacon.
No, it was.
Yeah, I mean, hey, bacon is just thin pork belly.
But bacon's high. I mean, cost of bacon is high. Pork belly's higher. So yeah, you gotta give them that. They're putting that much stuff on there.
No, it's absolutely. I don't want to take away. It is absolutely worth it. It's just one of those things where it's like,
in Omaha, there's a deviled egg restaurant.
Yes,
and it's by my friend's house, like less than a mile from my friend's house, and they went there.
Kevin.
Like, I want to go there. I think it'd be really fun to go there. But again, you're like, okay, come on, really deviled eggs? But if you look them up and you look up what they're doing with deviled eggs,
hell yeah,
like it's not that you couldn't make it. You're not going to do what they're doing with deviled eggs.
There's like 30 some different types of deviled eggs or more.
Yeah, and some crazy stuff.
Yeah, and just neat stuff on them. Hell yeah, that's one of those like, can we get 24 and get a random assortment of stuff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen that place. I wanted to go there too. That inspired a weekend where I made avocado ones. The wife was into that at that point, and they're actually really good, so I can't complain.
It's a 10.5-hour drive.
Well, not right. We're not going tonight.
There is
obviously because we're there tonight.
There's a good distillery in the Omaha/Lincoln area that I don't remember the name of that I've heard very good things about. So you could make it a trip.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah, because a 10.5-hour drive isn't a trip to begin with.
Well, but on the way, you could cut through Missouri, hit some spots in Missouri, and on the way back, you could cut up through Iowa and hit a couple distilleries in Iowa.
So it's taking me through St. Louis and then north at Kansas City.
Yeah. And begin on the way back. You can go up, like I said, cut through Iowa, go through and go to Iowa Legendary Rye, better than Templeton, and then work your way up, go up to Cedar Ridge. Check them out, and then work your way back down.
I love that Murphy got named Master Distiller finally. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's interesting how long it takes some of those some people to get that title adorned to them, even by their own distillery.
I want to see the crown.
So.
And I'm curious out there who's played Pretty Pretty Princess. There aren't that many out there that are watching, but if you played Pretty Pretty Princess, as I have,
I don't think
I have daughters, and I had a wife who enjoyed the game. The whole idea of the game is to end up with all the jewelry and the crown.
Well, it's not a bad game then. I guess I can't be too upset.
I have not played it, but I'd much rather be a passenger princess than a driver. And my hats are my crowns. So.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we are going to let you go. It's just about time for you to slide on over to Whiskey Crusaders this evening. Thank each and every one of you for stopping in. Well, whatever. Thank you for stopping in and checking out the show. And if you haven't, make sure you go get some Blue Ice Huckleberry vodka, because you can pretty much, I want to say you could pour it in just about anything, and I'm almost going to say you're going to be happy. And I don't know if I can do that with most drinks or spirits of any nature. There's a lot you could put this in a lot of things, and I think it's going to turn out just well. So make sure you do that. Remember to stop in next week for another show. And otherwise, remember, it's not the size of the den, it's the love of whiskey. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.